Alright, GG's boys.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, channel solely
Again, you know, the links will be available in my Discord and on the YouTube because my copy-paste function is paused. And... wait, what? What the heck's a slime person? Hold on. Oh, it's Leaf. Oh, wait. So this is her slime model thingy. Okay, I see. Like I've heard people call Leaflit the slime VTuber, and I don't think I've ever seen the slime form until now. But now it makes so much more sense. Anyways, the media will never admit this pattern by the liberal. I'm pretty sure it's a liberal hive mind or whatever. That was a little bit of a minor spelling mistake. Okay, so let's see what Leaflet's got to tell us, boys. Is a fan of Umeneko, by the way, immensely caught. I don't even know what that is, so you're gonna have to forgive me for that one.
On a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, for years the left demanded body cams, right? They wanted all those evil.
Oh yeah, I remember that, you know, because apparently all the police officers were extremely racist, so they wanted the body cam so that they could prove how cops are racist towards black people. And apparently the backfiring of that was absolutely spectacular.
Evil or white police officers to be wearing cameras. Clearly they were trying to make
because they were just randomly because they were
Is it 200-hour long VN for Giga Weebs only? Wait, it's a voice note? I don't understand. What's inside this voice note?
Yeah, that's true, because all of the police officers were just randomly killing black people for no reason.
Visual novel. Oh. I've never read it. Maybe I should Is it safe for stream? Maybe I can take a peep sometime.
That's why they needed it, yeah.
For these racist lunatics gunning down innocent people in the streets in cold blood, and well, fast forward.
They're just like innocent guy, you know, just trying to go to the store and, like, you know, pick up some food for his family or something.
Yeah. He was just at the grocery store to get milk for his family, right? It is. It's based and good. If it's so based, why the caught emotes?
And like that. Yeah, he was just going to college. He was like on his way to school. Yeah.
Years later, and what have we actually learned? It's got to be one of the biggest backfire social experiments of all time. I'm sure you guys are thinking it. The body cams prove the exact opposite of what the left was suggesting.
Because it's just rare to see people who know about it? Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Over and over again, the videos keep coming out, and instead of exposing some systemic racist conspiracy, they show exactly the same thing all the time. They show exactly what cops have...
I've actually seen a couple of these body cams, by the way. They're basically hilarious. Just the level of unga bunga that goes on there. I'll say that, you know. Like when you see like a body cam of some cop dealing with some situation, you'd be like, oh no, it's a racist white cop, you know, here to gun down some innocent well-meaning citizen. But it turns out that these people go absolutely ballistic and they start screeching and pulling out knives and guns and all sorts of other nonsense. You're like, what the heck's going on here? Immense bunga energy? Yeah, man. Like, you don't even get this type of stuff in South Africa. Yeah, you know, we got a pretty big crime rate, but we don't have... What are some safe for work words I can use that won't get me banned? We don't have mamparas. You know, we don't have scabengas like you guys do in the US.
Saying all along that they deal with absolute chaos on the streets, people who are clearly unwell, unhinged, lunging at them with weapons.
By the way, if someone lunges you with a weapon, end them. That is the only way it should ever end. Someone comes after you with a knife, with a gun, pop him. Simple as. Go for the top score, the headshot.
Constant cases of people refusing to comply, these clear escalations and situations where split-second decisions mean...
Honestly, it's really bad for, it's really
Unfrozen
bad for
caveman, literally. That's a perfect description of what these unruly people act like when I watch these body cams.
Communities, honestly, to have that kind of messaging that, like, the police are out to get you, and no matter what, they're gonna kill you anyway. Because what's gonna happen is, like, if you keep telling people that, then when people are in that kind of situation, they're gonna panic. They're gonna panic and they're gonna do something that does get them killed. I'm willing to bet that, like, all of the rhetoric around police officers have actually gotten more people killed.
Life or...
I think Leaflet might be right. Like, I don't know to the extent, but it's definitely a non-zero factor.
Death. And once again, we got another video, which is, interestingly enough, very similar to some other videos that we covered just recently. We got another person lunging at a police officer, wielding a knife. You could pretty much imagine how it ended.
Let me guess. They went for the 360 no scope.
And what's crazy is, again, we have a split perspective. We have most people who are looking at it and see it as a justified use of force, and then we got the leftoids who just still cannot wrap their head around it.
Oh no, how dare the police officer shoot this innocent, bloodthirsty, military-age man brandishing his weapon about to take an innocent life. A true shame, an act of injustice and racism, truly.
Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so here's the latest case that just happened in Florida. We got an individual.
You didn't even put up the video of the tapes, you know. Missed opportunity.
Who gets out of the car, pulls out a knife, and then charges directly for the officer. I'll play the clip for you guys, but obviously we'll have to censor a good bit of it.
Put it down, ma'am. Put it down.
He's asking nicely.
No, ma'am.
Wait. I recognize this. I've seen this footage. Okay.
Unlock the door. Drop the knife now. Drop it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Charge the police officer with a knife. Yeah. Oof.
Like, I think I'll see if I can find the image that I can post on Discord later. I've actually seen the expression that she uses. Completely unfrozen caveman, as Malto says. It's wild. Bad camera, fuzzy circles everywhere. God. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I think we need to increase the police budget. You know, I think we need to stop with this whole military-industrial complex. We need the police-industrial complex, you know. We need to divert some of those military fundings towards the police so they can get better cameras, you know. And maybe some ray guns, too, while we at it.
Yeah, shouldn't have ran at the cop with a knife.
Boo-hoo. Don't run at us police officers with a knife. Simple as. This is why we have the saying, people. FAFO, and you know exactly what it stands for.
Justify.
What the hell did you expect me to do?
Again, the body cam.
Yep, I've seen it. Okay, so they actually posted the image. It's a bit blurry, but you can pretty much see this. Man, that is a Cartoon Network level of square expression right there, but oh boy. It was literally, waha! Complete unga bunga, unfrozen caveman behavior. We shouldn't be tolerating this. Like, they were at least nice to tase. I would have pulled out the firearm and be like, pow, pow, pow!
Shows it crystal clear.
Wait, can you guys see it? Hold up. Yeah, you can. Okay, I just went back to OBS to see if you guys can see it. You can see it. Okay.
Yep.
Self-ending by cop. You know, what else is the officer in that
Self-ending.
situation supposed to do? And again, it's got me thinking, you know, had this situation happened in the past, had there not
It probably would have been like another George Floyd incident of people rioting in the streets.
in the body cam footage, it might have been another moment of outcry or activism. You know, you've heard the claim, yet again, another person of color brutalized by police officers. But now time and time again, we get the body cam footage and you see that's not the case at all. And what's crazy is that now we have video footage to basically shut down the leftist worldview, but there's
Like, not only do we have media footage, we now have memes. I've seen like the meme compilations of this, where it's just like, you know, like a square image, and each of the corners is filled with one of these crazy people.
still not convinced. You'll see all over social media and actually even in the video itself, why didn't she just use a taser or, you know?
I don't think charging at police like William Wallace has ever worked. I mean, there are probably some cases where they got lucky, right? But I mean, in most cases, if you're charging at an officer with a knife, you should get shot. Simple as.
They did taser, yeah.
Yeah, they actually did taser, but we heard them, you know, tasing the. I think it was through the window or something.
Biden, other idiots.
Well, not only that, like, she's like, even in the case, like, let's assume they didn't deploy a taser before this. It still would have been a shot angle because
I agree. Even if they didn't tase her, even if they didn't warn her, you run at a police officer with a weapon, pop goes the weasel.
I mean, the way I see it, right? These police, they don't deserve to be killed by these people, right? They don't deserve to they don't have to put themselves at risk for crazy people like this. If you threaten the cop's life like this in a credible way, where you know you put them in the situation of, am I gonna risk my ability to go home to my family in order to stop this psychopath that's like coming at me with a knife. Like, okay, like, you know, maybe I could like, I don't know, fucking judo her or something to like disarm her or something, or, you know, use a taser, and perhaps like a taser might stop her. Not worth it. Not worth it if
I agree, by the way. Here's my hot takes, boys. The life of a human being, because we are made in the image of God, is of infinite value and worth. That the only logical response to the loss of life, or even to the attempt at taking a life, should be met with death, because of how precious it is. If you attempt to unjustly kill someone, you should forfeit your life because of how precious life actually is. To trespass on someone's right to life should forfeit your own. Simple as. That's my 2 cents.
it's your life on the line and like your family, right? Because it's not just you, it's also like your loved ones, right? That would be like really sad if you were gone. So it's 100% like a justified.
Like leftists, you should have shot the person in the leg. But even in this case,
No! Face. Well, actually, I don't think they advise for shooting people in the head. I think it's actually, you're supposed to shoot them, I think, in the chest to hit the heart. Those people apparently can survive shots to the head.
they used a taser, it didn't work. And at the end of the day, you know, it's really not that complicated. If somebody lunges at you with a knife, whether you're a police officer or not, you don't take the chance.
Yeah, I
You
would've
don't
taken that
react to
shot.
somebody charging at you with a
Maybe I'm a little bit overboard, but I would have taken multiple shots. Like, you never know if one shot's gonna put them down. You need at least, like, 2 or 3 just to make sure.
deadly weapon by
Shoot until they stop moving towards you. That's my philosophy.
using non-deadly force.
Yep.
A deadly threat should be met with a deadly reaction.
And I am completely okay with people using a greater force than the one presented with. If someone comes at you with a knife, you are completely justified to pull out a minigun to defend yourself.
Leftist worldview, the leftist narrative around this subject, in my view, it's been totally exposed, especially as of late. It's not just this case, it's cases.
Karma's
This was what I was talking about earlier. Where they have the screenshot and it's just all 4 quarters filled. Need to make elephant gun police a standard issue? There we go. We can do that. Like, just look, they're completely like rabid animals. You should not be behaving like this as a normal citizen in society. You should not be attempting to kill police officers. And if you justify this, I'm sorry, then you are basically complicit in this behavior.
Camara says leg shots are usually fatal as well. Yeah, because it can hit the artery. Yeah.
Like, any people who say, like, yeah, you know what? They shouldn't have been shot. Okay, you put them on the front line then. See how they like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Watch them pull the trigger to save their own life.
After case over the past year.
It's also incredibly hard. It's also incredibly hard to hit the leg too.
Also, why does this guy look like the one meme of Pepe when he's about to like throw a punch? It's the same expression.
And like the whole point, by the way, of like when you actually, I shouldn't have laughed, but just the pictures were so.
Seen multiple body cam clips that
The expressions are so funny, not gonna lie.
look almost
My
identical.
bad, my bad.
Either suspects pulling knives, charging at cops, refusing commands.
It's just the
and to be
faces, you know,
completely
the
honest,
little-
it's not just
Yeah, the faces are
videos,
pretty funny.
it's-
Like, I've made this exact same expression the last time I had curry and I had to go to the bathroom after that. That is the face of I should have put toilet paper in the deep freeze 3 hours earlier.
circumstances that are similar, even the demeanor
The
and the
Four
facial
Horsemen of body
expressions.
cams.
The 4 horsemen of body cams. The top right looks like a game screenshot. It actually does. It does.
You notice the similarity, right? I mean, look at those video frames, look at that shot. And what's crazy is, these are the situations where the left tells you the cops did something wrong or the cops should have de-escalated. How can you
Yep.
de-escalate in this
You de-escalate by removing the threat. Once they're gone, nobody's threatening life anymore. Completely de-escalated.
situation?
Nope.
Each one of these cases ends in the same way, not because of police malice.
Stream Spawn, thank you so much for the bits. I also find it funny because the only reason why cops have body cams is because people claim that the police were abusing their authority, but in reality they weren't. Well, I mean, there are
These are just Killing Floor 2 screenshots. Yep. This is literally me and the boys every night for Killing Floor 2.
some cops, right? I mean, you know,
Like, we got, let's see, we got a Flesh Pound here, we got a Scrake over here, we got, an Alpha Clot here, you know, maybe a, you know?
in any group of people, whether that's even institutions that are supposed to be highly trusted, whether that's the police, whether that's teachers, whether that's
A bloat? Yeah, true. It's definitely a bloat.
church, right? There are going to be bad actors, right? Because these institutions are created from humans. Humans comprise these institutions, so obviously humans are flawed. So obviously you're going to get people in those institutions that are like they're up to no good. You
That is true, by the way. It happens in universities, in churches, pretty much any business, institution, corporation, you name it, organization, there will always be bad actors. And sometimes, it's not like obvious bad actors where they're actively committing abuses of whether it's murder or you name it, right? All men have fallen short of the glory of God. All men are sinners. So the degree in which they enact that, does vary. But, bad actors like this who break the law, who threaten public safety, they need to be met with the consequences of God's caliber, the 45.
you're gonna have cases, where a cop is gonna is kind of a power trip, kind of like a hair trigger, and he's really just kind of like you're gonna have cases like that where they do abuse their power. They are like more violent than necessary. That is gonna be the case.
Yep. And I wouldn't surprise me if there are cops who are like that. Who maybe someone pulls out, pulls out a can of Coke, and he was like, oh no, he's got a gun, pow, pow, pow. Like, I've heard my American friends joke about that before. You probably do have police officers, if not definitely do, who do abuse their power. And they should also be met with consequences. If a police officer knowingly, unjustifiably kills someone, they should get the death penalty. As simple as. That or any type of excess or abuse of their position, they should be met with consequences. Simple as. Nobody should be getting off free.
In some cases, right? But I mean, here's the evidence right here. That's not always the case, right? The issue is, it's the same thing, right? Where they say, you say all cops are good, right? All cops are good,
No.
never do anything wrong. That's not
Down here, it's all cops so bad because they're fat, eating KFC, and they don't do their job.
true. But it's also true that it's also not true that all cops.
I'm making a joke, obviously. Give me maybe 1 sec. Let me quickly get the door. 1 minute, boys. 1 minute, boys. Anyways, I'm back. What was I saying? Oh yeah, chat's gay.
Are bastards, right? They're both like two sides of the same ugly coin.
But because clearly the suspects are making violent choices. Yet the left still clings to this lie, and frankly, I think the narratives they've spread have been quite destructive. They've created an environment where many people have been conditioned to believe the lie, to believe the extreme. You see it all the time in these dash cam videos.
And the other thing too, another thing too is a lot of people are quick to judge these cops, like, oh, like, yeah, why didn't you shoot them in the leg? Or like, why didn't you, why didn't you try to do something else? Look at the amount of time they had to react to this. Like, you have to make that decision so fucking fast, right?
Yeah, it's like split second. If you wait a second longer, you're gonna be dead. Always take the sure option. Head, heart, shoot one of those two places.
And a lot of the time,
Like, sure, if they're running away, maybe then you can shoot them in the leg,
you should already have like that flow chart in your mind of like where it goes, right? That's what I do. That's what I did. Like before, I've never been in like a shooting, and I hope that's the case. I hope I never ever have to do that. But I already have a flow chart in my mind of like how it works, basically. So like if I'm ever in a situation like this, I'm like on automatic. Like I'm not even gonna like think about it. If wherever the flow chart goes, that's where it goes, basically.
Somebody
And it goes like this: if I'm in danger or my mom is in danger, I'll shoot anyone. That's basically.
Based.
Basically, that's basically my flow chart. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be alive and my mom's gonna be alive. That's all that matters to me, basically.
Is clearly
Based.
refusing to cooperate. They start filming and then babbling about how they've seen what happens with you police. You're just gonna shoot me. Oh, my life's in danger. And that's the idea that the left has put into a lot of people's minds. And frankly, I think it's making police officers' jobs a whole lot more difficult. What the left should probably be
Yeah, it's
telling
completely
people is
unnecessary.
to cooperate, listen to lawful commands, and you will go home alive. You're not going to have any issues. Keep your hand on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Here's all the information that you need. Done. You go home. It's literally that simple. But instead, people have been fed these lies and they believe that the cops are out to get them. And so you see resistance. You see an escalation. You see these situations that get out of hand. And I think that's the great damage that's been done with this police brutality.
I 100% agree with him on this. That this has gotten more people killed. This like, oh, the cops are bastards and they all are out to kill black people. Like all of this has caused more deaths because rather than just complying and like just complying with the police in a way that like doesn't put anyone in danger, it radicalizes them mentally. It like sets them into like a bad flow chart, basically, right? Like the flow chart is biased towards a bad decision, basically, because of that.
You could actually extend this argument to other groups of people as well, like between those on the left side of the political aisle, those on the right side. How many times has it been where someone else has been told all their life that so-and-so from X political affiliation is bad and evil, and then that's why you end up asking yourselves, damn, why are all these people being shot? I bet you now that something like this adds, to the odds of something like that happening.
Epidemic hoax, it's made these encounters more unpredictable and more dangerous for everybody.
And this is the thing too that irritates me about a lot of the rhetoric around police and law enforcement and like law in general is all of this like, oh, people are out to be racist to you. Oh, like, they're just gonna kill they just shoot black people in the streets all the time. All of this rhetoric is actually a disservice to black communities. Like all of it is.
That's also
like,
true. That's something I didn't even think of.
People that like, oh, those guys aren't criminals. They just need those Nikes. When people do shit like that and they're like apologetic towards criminals, it encourages more of that behavior.
And what it ends up doing is completely harms, people who are from these communities. You end up, with situations where, their communities basically become Chicago, where everyone's stealing and, doing all sorts of crime left, right, and center. But, we can't do anything about it because, they're the good guys, they need this, They're not privileged like the other people, and if the cops do anything, it's because cops evil, bad, and racist. But they end up suffering the consequences for that.
And it's
which is totally not on.
Disservice to it's a huge disservice to like
all these people, like, the cops are racist, we must defund the police, they must futsek.
Black community, in my opinion.
Got officers who are second guessing themselves. They're worried about.
They're being
This
mambaras
is actually like a
and
good point because
skellums.
and the thing is like you'll have people too like on the other side who will just like try to make this like it's a racial thing, right? And I've said before that it's a cultural thing.
True, by the way, true. Culture plays a massive part of that. I think bigger than most people realize. Like, I can think of so many examples where we have people of the exact same race, but because the culture is so vastly different, there is a huge level of distrust and distaste between the two of them. Like, a good example here. I'm sure you've seen it all over the internet where people from India get massively memed on and sometimes just downright insulted and bullied. When you think of the average Indian guy, you're probably thinking of some guy who's busy making, scam calls to your cell phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. You think of poor hygiene, things like that. But if you had to talk to someone who is an Indian from South Africa, whose family have been in here for like the last 400 years, culturally they are completely different, right? Well educated, well spoken, usually in pretty advanced areas in terms of jobs, IT support, medical personnel like doctors, nurses, lawyers, things like that, very stand-up citizens. And they completely despise Indians from India despite being fundamentally on a genetic level the same type of people. And you get the same thing with Africans and African Americans. Culture plays such a massive part, and the more you ignore this problem, the worse it's going to get, because instead of identifying the problem, you can't fix it. If you're going to blame everything on a problem that does not exist, saying everything's all about race, you're just going to end up with situations like this. where the cultural issues are not being addressed, and instead everything that's bad about it is being completely affirmed by these tone-deaf idiots. That's just my 2
I had a
cents.
case of this like this weekend, right? Basically,
Oh no. Did you find a green slime and you didn't like them?
it has nothing to do really with the race. It has everything to do with the culture. If I had, like, for instance, like an Asian person who like was
Oh yeah. According to my chatters, apparently Asians, despite all being Asians, they don't like Asians very much. Same thing with the Balkans.
dressed up in a way that kind of shows a culture in which they had a higher chance of hurting me, I'm gonna be more on edge, right? And like for instance, like this weekend, I saw I went to Bucky's, right? So I was at Bucky's,
What the heck is Bucky's?
and I saw there was a lot of black people at the Bucky's, right? But they were all wearing like Christian shirts, and like they were wearing like Christian shirts. They didn't have like big baggy hoodie, like sagging jeans or anything. I wasn't even worried about them at all. Right. Whereas, like, if I see somebody that has, like, the baggy pants and, like, the baggy hoodie and, like, like
And the pants are like halfway down,
bandana on their head, I'm, like, more on edge when it comes to, like, okay, well, the percentage chance that this person, like, might try to do something is higher. Right. And it has nothing to do with race, is, like, what I've been saying. But what people
Bucky's is the base gas station and store? Oh, okay.
will do is they'll conflate it, and they'll conflate it and be like, oh, so, if a person has that kind of clothes, oh, it's because they're black. That's why you're afraid of them. When it's
Like there's also I don't know if she's gonna bring up this point. It's also not about a class thing either, where someone who dresses with cheaper attire, they're gonna automatically be suspicious of them. Even if you are dirt poor, you can still present yourself to be a pretty neat person, right? Tuck in your shirt, smile on your face, neatly combed hair, whatever. 150 pumps per store. That could mean a lot of things. What do you mean? What do you mean 150 pumps?
that's not what it is at all. It's about the way that you project yourself, right?
Exactly what I was saying. The way you project yourself, the way you present yourself. As I said it. Especially your demeanor and the way you carry yourself, not just how you dress. Like in South Africa, there is a very, very distinctive way of how someone who is going to mug you walks. Everybody immediately notices it. I don't know if you guys have the exact same thing in America. Maybe you guys don't. Maybe it's unique to here. But you can immediately spot if someone's about to mug someone or if they're out looking for trouble because they have this iconic walk. Well, I'm a 2D avatar, so I can't really demonstrate it. Maybe when I get a 3D one, I'll demonstrate it. But it's just immediately like, yep. He's gonna ask you for $2. He's gonna ask you for the time, and then he's gonna want your wallet, and where it goes from there. Mugger strut, pretty much.
Right. It's like I said, nobody sees.
It's like a mixture between how a snake moves and how a chicken moves, if that kind of makes sense.
Nobody sees like Samuel L. Jackson, right? Nobody sees him and is like worried for their life, basically.
True. If anything, you're gonna want to go up to the guy.
Right. It's about how you project yourself, and it doesn't matter what race you are.
The next Derek Chauvin
Unless you're an elf. We hate elves here. Base dwarves.
being put away for life.
Can't
and
believe you're
brand-
scared of Eminem. I mean, I would be scared of Eminem if I saw him.
Did the racist cop, and then you've got citizens who are increasingly more paranoid, thinking every stop is life or death, and so they resist and they escalate, and the result is
Millicent Lollipede says it's not black fatigue, it's ghetto fatigue. Yeah, 100%. It's ghetto fatigue and retard fatigue. It's like
True, knife ears, get out. Yes, we're gonna deport all the knife ears
kind of both together, right? Good
to Forestico.
old pattern recognition saving lives. Yeah, and the thing is like it's so crazy. It's like
Oh, I better say nothing on the pattern recognition. I might get in trouble.
point now, like you can't even say that. Right? Like you can't even say like the obvious thing that everyone is thinking, because then you'll get labeled as racist or something like
I don't mind getting labeled as racist. I just don't want to get banned off Twitch here, boys.
that, right?
Not yet.
And the thing is like I just don't give a fuck anymore, right? Because like people are gonna call me racist and call me like homophobic or whatever. So it's like I just don't even care anymore, right?
Based, don't care.
But a lot of people are like afraid to like actually say anything like this because it's immediate like, oh, like racist person or whatever.
more chaos, more violence, more tragedy, and probably one of the hardest jobs in our society, now becoming a whole lot harder. But anyways, just to conclude on the point that I was making in the intro, again, it's narrative backfire. The left thought that their worldview was going to be proved and justified by these body cam videos, but instead I think the truth is simple. In 99+% of these body cam cases, the police are simply doing their job. They're being put in very difficult situations.
And this is why, by the way, like this is why you've seen. I have you guys seen the new like series of like Nick Fuentes videos where like he's fucking
Nope. I only found out who Nick Fuentes or whatever his name is recently.
popping off. Like he's been
Like someone had to explain it to me after the whole Charlie Kirk incident.
he's been like popping off, and there's like a lot of like content creators that were like reacting to it. Like the Hodge twins, for instance, they were like reacting to it.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Hot Twins before. Those guys are so funny.
Yeah. And the reason why, like that's getting so much traction is because it's what everyone is thinking. Oh, Nick Fuentes. Oh, I mean, like, you know, whatever
Apparently, all of the followers of Nick Fuentes are apparently gay. I can't confirm this since I'm not, I don't know anything about him, but that's what I heard.
you think of like Nick Fuentes. I don't really care like about like I'm not really like a Nick Fuentes fan or anything like that. But
Maybe there's a deep dive on YouTube that we can watch. I want to learn about this Nick Fuentes person.
the only reason I saw it is because I saw the Hodge twins. I do watch the Hodge twins, and like sometimes, and then like they
Gay
it
cat
comes up on my
boys over
feed,
here.
basically.
Yeah, that's something that I've heard as well.
Like Hodge twins come up on my feed or my mom's feed. I'll end up watching a video just because it came up, and they did a piece on the Nick Fuentes like rant, and so I watched it, and it was like it made sense to me, right? So like and the thing is like even if I don't like a specific like content creator, I don't really care about. I don't really know that much about Nick Fuentes or whatever, but when it doesn't make them like right or wrong based on like if they said things right or wrong previously, right?
She's hurting my brain. I have no idea what that means, but okay.
And then from what I saw from the video, in the Nick Fuentes video with like the Hodge twins like reacting to it, a lot of it seems like it tracks at least in the sense of how everybody's like the general sentiment of how people are feeling about things.
Okay, so maybe it appears that Nick Fuente, I don't know, whatever. Old Nicky here, boys, are just basically saying the quiet part out loud, if I'm not mistaken. That seems to be the case here.
And it kind of tracks with that. And then the Hodge twins had like a really good response about it, and like it was interesting.
For the most part, isn't the cops. The problem is the rhetoric. The left has spent years convincing people that these police officers are the enemy, and now I think that lie is starting to cost lives. The body cams are not exposed.
Nick Futa. Maybe that Discord that Necros was a part of is actually all about Nick Futa because he's got the Discord tag Futa next to his name. Maybe he's one of those groypers. Okay, don't get too German. Don't get too German.
Maybe we can watch it on we're gonna do a kick date, and so we're gonna be able to
Kick date? Nani?
watch all the naughty videos. And I think I think you know what, maybe we'll watch it. Maybe we'll watch like the Hodge twins Nick Fuentes thing. Maybe we'll watch it.
They're exposing the leftist propaganda.
Hey, CT. Oh, gee, as soon as I mention German, the CT drops in. Hey, man, CT, how you doing, buddy? Welcome on in, brother.
The leftist
400 years removed, but, welcome in.
fantasy that's been promoted. This notion that thousands and thousands of minority folk are being gunned down in the streets unarmed by these evil police officers every single
I was
year.
lurking and waiting for the signal. Well, bro's just waiting for the blitzkrieg, yeah. And he was on time, just like all the... Okay, let me not make the train joke here, but, yeah, man, that was excellent timing. Welcome on in, Situation. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for popping in. We're busy watching the Slime Girl Leaflit. I think this is probably the first time I've ever actually seen her slime model. Like, I heard people say, she's a slime VTuber, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing it. We're talking about the whole police violence thing, and someone mentioned Nick Futa, and yeah, and here we are.
15, but the real number is actually less than 10, and they're mostly freak accidental situations. In the overwhelming majority of these cases, you have people who are not cooperating, you have people who are putting themselves in harm's way, frankly in death's way, and yet still the left doesn't get it. Still they're saying, oh, you should...
I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I recall hearing there was some statistic that actually if you were to control for, like population size, that actually white people get killed by cops more than black people if you were to control for criminality. I
That's interesting. I actually want to see the stats on that.
heard that was true. I have to look at it, But I did remember hearing about a study in regards to that.
Shot them in the leg. You should have used your taser. Obviously, that's a ridiculous
Should have used the railgun. You should have called in the support package.
standard, and that standard would lead to
You should have called in the VTOL, in fact.
a lot of violent.
I mean, it just makes more sense more by... Yeah, because, generally speaking, you'd probably have, like, I don't know, the odd 2% of any given population type that would be committing the crimes, and if there's just more of that demographic, it tracks that you would find more of them that get shot by police officers, you know? Kind of like here in South Africa, where it's majority black, so therefore majority of the criminals you would expect for them to be of that race because they represent the majority of the country. And like, that doesn't necessarily mean that one race or the other is more likely to commit crimes. I think that's mostly a cultural issue than it is a racial issue. But yeah, anyways, that does track, yes.
Away or physically assaulting, possibly even taking police officers' lives, and clearly that's not an acceptable standard. The left has to stop with these racial narratives, with these victim narratives, and just
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the whole victim narrative, the racial narrative, the whole gender ideology narrative is just to distract you from the elites that are busy consuming every last dollar right out of your wallet and making your lives miserable while they get rich and fat, and you live in the pod, eat some bugs, and be happy.
start educating people, comply with the police, and that's pretty much it. It's really simple. These routine traffic stops should not be escalating to the degree that we constantly see them. You know, I, just as probably all of you, we've all been pulled over before.
Actually, I haven't. Oh, okay, I can't quite read that out loud. You never know, I might get in trouble for that melter, but anyways. I've actually never been pulled over by a cop, by the way. I have had a cop drive past me, and I think I've told the story before, but I went to go visit my girlfriend the one night, and I was supposed to be home at 10, 10 p.m. 1 p.m. comes around, I still haven't gotten home, so I go to her dad, I'm like, dude, I need to get home, can you please take me? He's like, okay, sure. So he saunters down over to his vehicle, and he gets in the passenger seat. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? He looks at me and says, I'm drunk, you're driving. In the most Jack Sparrow accent he could ever muster. And so I had to learn that night how to drive so I could get home. I made it into third gear, and when I got to, I think it was like a three-way stop with like a stop sign, a police vehicle drove past me, and I waved, and he waved at me. Even though I didn't have a license. I just carried on my way home.
I've gone slightly
It was quite
over the
funny.
speed limit before. I've had minor infractions, got pulled over by a police officer, and every time it's hands on the steering wheel. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Grab the papers, and boom, I'm on my way. That's how
Yep.
it should go, and when it doesn't go that way, usually the person being pulled over is the problem. It's the person who's either got a warrant, actively engaging in a crime, or, I don't know, just having a psychotic breakdown. It's hard to say. And I think over the last, over decade of these body cams has really, really cemented that fact.
It's also given us a whole lot of memes, too.
Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yep, I'll link you guys in the new video. This video. The thing is like, I really care about what's the best. For, like, obviously, I want the best result for, like, I want the best result for black people as well, right?
Yeah, of course, I want the best result for everybody as well.
And teaching people to not comply with the police is just going to get more people killed. And that's why I think that the entire...
Neat stream title? Thanks. Wait, hold up. What do you mean, neat stream? Okay. Yes. I forgot what my stream title was. Insert title here. Most true title? True. Based on true, boys. I couldn't think of one, so I just popped that one up.
Is awful. It's the ones that
Also, hey, it's
the
Undercover. Hope
leftists
you're
have
having
been
a
doing
fantastic day. How you doing,
has
man?
done like a huge disservice to the community. It's gotten a lot. The problem is like these. This is the problem with like these like kind of woke people, is they say they care about people, but the things that they do is only caring on an outward level. It doesn't actually fix the result.
It just makes it worse.
It's a lot of platitudes and a lot of like telling people what they want to hear, but none of it actually solves the underlying problem.
It's all
And, like, for
baseless
me,
vanity.
I care about solving the underlying problem. Yeah, they cause long-lasting systemic harm. They do. They really do, Lord Googler. They do.
Alright, good video. Oh, drop her a like. I'd paste the video, but my copy paste is broken. So yeah, good video, good discussion. Clap piece for Leaflit. He said he likes the title. Wait till He ends stream? What exactly are you planning on doing, you mischievous little chatter right there, hmm? You better not be abusing those editor powers.